Joy Guru, I am Amalendu Chatterjee. I am an ex-associate professor and a SPR. I do discuss religious or spiritual or related topics as far as my little knowledge goes. Do subscribe to this channel of mine, namely Anukul Kotha, and also share if you like my deliberation. Today I would like to discuss about the significance of Dole festival. Now, generally it is said like this, that Dole festival reveals the everlasting love between Lord Krishna and Radha. And the persons who were present at that point of time, they sprinkled dyed powder on one another. Now, what exactly meant by this particular festival, or in other words, what signifies this festival? What symbolizes the cradle movement? As we all know that on this particular auspicious day, Lord Krishna and Radha were seated on a cradle, and they enjoyed the swinging movement, the oscillating movement of the cradle. And the persons who were present, they sprinkled dyed powder on each other. So, what does it signify? What does the cradle movement signify? And what does for example, the sprinkling of color signify? Now, I have come across a motto or maxim of Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, in which I have understood the meaning or the significance of this Dole festival, particularly the meaning of the cradle movement and the sprinkling of colors. I may be entirely wrong, I must say at the outset. Whatever little I have understood from the maxim or message of Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, I am discussing that. You may accept it, you may reject it. That's your personal matter. I have nothing to say. Now, in short, I would like to say at first, actually the cradle movement signifies that you must go on, chanting the holy name that Lord has given to us. And the sprinkling of colors, this particular phenomenon signifies that try to observe the principles of love Lord. Now, you see, let me recite the motto, or you can say the maxim of Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha at first. But there is a story behind this. You see, one Gaur Maharaj was there. He was a Vaishnava. He was a follower of Sri Chaitanya Dev. He used to come to Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha 1 or 2 days before the actual Dole festival, and he wanted a motto from Sri Thakur. And Sri Thakur was kind enough to provide him a motto. And on 10th March, to be specific, on 10th March 1959, Gaur Maharaj came and he wanted a motto from Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha about Dole festival. Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha gave a motto in Bengali. So let me recite it in original version at first, then I will recite the translation. আজ সেই শ্রী ভগবানের দোল লীলার পূত স্মারক তিথি, আর এই পুণ্য তিথিতে মহাপ্রভু শ্রী চৈতন্য দেবের শুভ আবির্ভাব, তাঁরই স্মৃতিবাহী চেতনা নিয়ে সেই পুরুষোত্তমের কাছে আমার একান্ত প্রার্থনা, এই দোল স্মৃতি সবার অন্তরকে সুদোলায়িত করে পরিচর্যায় প্রত্যেক হৃদয়কে আন্দোলিত করে তুলুক, আর পারস্পরিকতার সঙ্গতিশীল সুখ অনুবন্ধনে সবাই সাত্তত সমুন্নতি নিয়ে তাঁরই অনুরঞ্জনায় প্রত্যেককে সমৃদ্ধ করে তুলুক। আমি দিন অতি নগণ্য, কিন্তু জানি নগণ্যের শুভ সন্দীপনাকেও তিনি সাগ্রহে গ্রহণ করে থাকেন। আমার এই প্রার্থনা অঞ্জলিও তিনি গ্রহণ করবেন। Now let me recite it, the translation. And at the outset, I must say, I have translated this. So therefore, this translation may have several errors. Now, today is the lunar day of holy memory of Dol Dalliance of that holy Lord. And this holy lunar day is the day of auspicious advent of Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya Dev, who came with his, that is Lord Krishna's memory carrying consciousness. To that Supreme Being, that is to that Purushottam, it is my earnest prayer that let this Dol memory provide a push to cause a nice swing to every inner being of everybody and make everybody's heart oscillate through nursing. And let everybody be moved by existential proper prosperity through mutual and coordinated happy entanglement by sprinkling his holy colors. Let everybody be perfectly enlightened by his holy colors and be properly evolved in consequence. I am a poor and humble fellow, an extremely small fry, but I know it for sure that he very eagerly accepts the auspicious incitation of small fry. Hence, he will verily accept this dedicated prayer of mine also. This is the motto of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. Now, what does this cradle movement signify? You see, this auspicious day, as I have already stated, reminds us to get ourselves attached with the God more intently, more seriously, more keenly. It's because of the fact why he is reminding such. It's because of the fact that we people forget to get ourselves attached with the God. It is because that we are often obsessed with the obsession of complexes. Not that complexes are as such bad, but definitely when we are obsessed with the obsession of complexes, that is definitely bad. That obsession of complexes, this obsession diverts us to get ourselves attached with the God. So therefore, we need to get attached with the God. That's why our Lord is reminding us that this is the auspicious day that you should get yourself attached with the God. But by how? The question is by how? Is by chanting his holy name and by watching his picture within the mirror of your body. Now here I would like to say one strange thing. It may sound peculiar to you, but whatever little I have understood, I would like to say before you. That is, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has given us the holy name, which has got an intimate connection, an intimate relationship with the cradle movement of Lord Krishna and Radha. Why? You see, those who are initiated with the holy name of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, they know that our holy name has got 4 letters. The meaning of the first letter is, according to Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, is to push. And then the meaning of the second letter is suggestion. And the meaning of the last 2 letters is to and fro motion. So therefore, let us examine the operational mechanism of cradle movement. You see, in order to operate a cradle movement, one needs to push the cradle at first. And whenever I chant the first letter of my holy name, in fact, I am pushing that cradle. What is that cradle? That is my inner being. My inner being is definitely Satchidananda. That is existence, consciousness and bliss. That's true. But with this inner being, see, our minds are also attached. And definitely our minds are not always pure. As because we are obsessed with the obsession of complexes, therefore, our minds have, several, our minds have got several, impurities. In order to clean the impurities, we need to chant the holy name. Now, what is the power of the holy name? Is because of the fact, as Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has given this holy name, the meaning of the first name, first letter, as I have already stated, to push. That means whenever I chant, whenever I am chanting the first letter of my holy name, that means I am pushing my inner cattle, my inner being. And then whenever I am chanting the second letter, that means I am stopping for a while. As is the case with the cattle movement. When we push a cattle, then the cattle moves a certain distance and then it stops a while. And then it again, it comes back to its original position and it moves to and fro motion. Same is the case when we chant our holy name. As I have already stated that the meaning of the first letter of our holy name is to push the inner being, as he has already stated, that to that supreme being. That is, he is telling that to push the inner being. Why? To oscillate our flat, so that our heart should oscillate. That is, our inner being should oscillate. So that means by chanting our holy name, actually I am cleansing the impurities of my mind. That means I am getting enlightened and I am gradually getting evolved. Now, according to, let me say the meaning of the motto of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. He is telling like that today is the lunar day of holy memory of Dol dalliance of that holy Lord. Who is the holy Lord? Definitely Lord Krishna. And this holy lunar day is the day of auspicious advent of Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya Dev, who came with Lord Krishna's memory carrying consciousness. You see, by this paragraph, through this paragraph, I should say, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra is telling us that, this Dol Jatra, you can say this Dol festival, is the memory of cradle movement of Lord Krishna. And on this particular auspicious day, Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya Dev was born. And he was carrying the memory carrying consciousness of Lord Krishna. And this should be the case, because as Supreme Being, Lord Ramachandra has come, and then Lord Krishna. And then there is a series, and for example, Sri Chaitanya Dev, those who are the followers of Sri Chaitanya Dev, they believe that he is the avatar of Krishna and Radha. Anyway, what is important, that is Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra is remembering the auspicious advent of Sri Chaitanya Dev also. And he is also telling the Dol memory, that is the cradle movement of Lord Krishna. The first para, I should say, going through the first para, this is the message of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. And then in the next para, he is telling that to that Supreme Being, to that Purushottam, it is my earnest prayer that let this Dol memory provide a push to cause a nice swing to every inner being of everybody and make everybody's heart oscillate through nursing. As I have already stated, that this Dol memory should incite us to cause a push to our inner being. How is it possible? It is possible if we go on chanting the holy name. As I have already stated, whenever I chant the first letter of my holy name, that means I am pushing my inner being. And then whenever I am chanting the chanting the second letter of my holy name, that means I am stopping. That is, to a certain, that is the cradle, or you can say my inner being, has moved a certain distance, and then it has stopped. That is cessation. And then what happens in case of cradle movement? It moves a through and fro motion. Same is the case here. That is, whenever I am chanting the last two letters of my holy name, that means I am actually moving. In other words, my inner being is moving a to and fro motion. So therefore, the cradle movement of Lord Krishna, has got has got an intimate connection, has got an intimate relationship with the holy name of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. That Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has given the holy name to us, and it has got intimate connection. That means whenever I am chanting my holy name, that means I am actually celebrating the Dol festival. This is really very encouraging. And then he is telling that let everybody be moved by existential proper prosperity through mutual and coordinated happy entanglement by sprinkling his holy colors. Just see, it is telling like that. He is telling that let everybody be moved by existential proper prosperity. Remember, we have certain aims and objectives, you see, in human life. We are human beings. We are above animals. So that definitely we have passions, but above that we have something. That's why, you see, we have all the credentiality, we have all the, you see, potentiality to be even God. This is the saying of, you see, all the supreme beings. So therefore, he is telling that means to prosper. You see, I should say existential proper prosperity is one of them of ourselves, definitely. So existential, as a matter of fact, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has defined religion as being and becoming. Being means how to live properly, and becoming means how to evolve properly. How to live properly means, you see, everybody lives, but there is a difference. You see, we must live without getting entangled with the obsession of complexes. That means we must get rid of ourselves from the obsession of complexes. This is definitely required, and that is what is known as to live properly. And it is possible if we go on following the principles of our love Lord. That's why he is telling that, you see, through mutual and coordinated happy entanglement by sprinkling his colors. Now, what does it signify? That is, by colors, you see, we are telling actually the principles of our love Lord. That is, you see, as we all know that during Dol festival, we people play, colors. We people play colors. Why? As a matter of fact, colors signify the principles of our love Lord. For example, in case of ourselves, for example, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, if we see the principles of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, then I should say 5 principles are the main principles of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. These 5 principles are based on Jojon, Jajon, Ishtavriti, Shastayani, Sadachar. What does it mean by Jojon? It means we must meditate upon God. That is, I must meditate upon God, and I must think upon God by the way of chanting his holy name, and by several other methods. But the easiest method is simply this, that by chanting his holy name continuously as much as possible, and I must see the picture, that is, watching his picture within the mirror of my mind. And Jajon means I must convince others, I must encourage others to get himself or herself attached with the God. This is what is known as Jajon. I must say the sayings of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, in my case I am telling, to others, so that other people should get interested, should get interest upon on God. And Ishtavriti means it is the love oblation to our love Lord. That is, as we see, that the objects that we are enjoying all are nothing but the gifts of God. So therefore, I must give something to God without expecting any return. That's the reason why Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has introduced this very, I should say, noble process of giving Ishtavriti, that is love oblation to our love Lord, that is Ishto, without expecting any return. This is, of course, it is also given in Bhagavad Gita, as Lord Krishna has also given this in a different way, but the essence is almost the same. So therefore, this is Ishtavriti. And what is Shastayani? Shastayani is the broto, that is, it is a virtuous bhav. It has got 5 sub-principles. I will not go into the details, but then the next principle is Sadachar, that is good practices. It is again subdivided into 3 sub-principles, namely physical, psychological and spiritual good practices. So therefore, what is important, that is, we must go on practicing these 5 principles that Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has given to us. So therefore, and that means whenever I am practicing these 5 principles, that means I am sprinkling his colors. Actually, I am sprinkling his colors to myself. So therefore, this is the matter. So, and lastly, he has stated that you see, let everybody be perfectly enlightened by his holy color and be properly evolved in consequence. Properly evolved, as I have already stated, that to live properly is not the only aim of my life. To evolve is the main objective. To evolve means, that is, I should go closer and closer towards my God. This is what is known as evolution. This is what is, you see, evolvement is all about. So therefore, it is again is possible by sprinkling his colors, that is, by following his principles. And then here, lastly, he has stated that I am a poor and humble fellow, an extremely small fry, but I know it for sure that he very eagerly accepts the auspicious incitation of small fry. Hence, hence he will verily accept this dedicated prayer of mine also. You see, these are the encouraging words, I should say, because we ordinary people, we do think that we are very small fries, we are very poor and humble fellows. What can we do? No. As Sri Anukul Kotha stated, that God hears, God listens to our dedicated, auspicious, dedicated incitation, prayer. That's why he is telling. So therefore, we are not that poor and humble fellow as we think. We are not that small fries. See, so therefore, if the matter is simply this, that if we are sincere, if we are dedicated, then we can do much. We can definitely get ourselves attached with the God. There is no doubt about it. Yes, we cannot do it 100%. That's not really possible for us right at the moment, but it is not absolutely impossible. That's another issue altogether. But what is important, we must do as much as we can. This much we can do. Yes, it is not possible to get ourselves attached with the God always. That's for sure. But then it is not also impossible that we cannot get ourselves attached with the God even for a second. No, this is not the case. Go on enlarging the time span as much as you can. And it is possible, even if you are a very small fry, no matter. That's why these are the very encouraging words that Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has given to us. So therefore, in conclusion, what I want to say, that Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, through this message, through this maxim, has given the message that the significance of Dole festival is simply this, that the cradle movement, it means that that means Lord has reminded us to get ourselves attached with our God. And by which process? By chanting his holy name and by watching or seeing his holy picture within the mirror of our minds. This is the very, you can say, the easiest process. There are several other pathways also. I will not go into the details, but all the supreme beings, all the Purushottams have said the same thing, that is, the Bhakti Yoga is by far the most easiest yoga by which one can attach himself or herself with the God. And the colors, by colors, you see, it means that that we must follow, we must observe the principles of our love Lord. As in case of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, we must observe Jajan Jajan Ishtavriti Shastavani Sadachar. So, and lastly, I must say that whatever little I have understood, I have actually stated that part only. Maybe I am entirely wrong. Please forgive me if it is so. So, live in love, joy, Guru.